Hello everybody, welcome to a very special edition of Star Shadow Plays. I'm Rose Rob, aka Star Shadow. And we're here with some Cyber Knights Flashpoint. You see the version number here, 1.8.5. And there was a very important change recently to the game that I want to look at, that I haven't had a chance to look at because we haven't started a new game. That change is the new, what they're calling Cyber Knight version 2.0. It's a new start to the game where you'll be able to actually customize your Cyber Knight a lot more than what you could before. And that's what I want to look at, because there seems to be some options, some new options, and I want to kind of see what it looks like and how we could, for our next run, start thinking about what that character could look like. So I'm gonna go into new game here, and you can see, for those that have seen like the first videos of mine on this or have played it themselves previously, you know that this is not what it looked like before. We have a lot more options for creating the knight, so this is very exciting. We have 4 options for backgrounds, and I wonder if there'll be even more than that, quite frankly. And these are different than what we had previously. So Wasteland Coyote is apparently the default one. A wastelander from outside the New Boston Dome. You left behind a life of smuggling after an underworld deal turned bad. So to further put a description on it, raised in the Leans, the dangerous slums outside New Boston's Dome. You used your knowledge of the wall's cracks, patrols, and tunnels to become a coyote, smuggling corp fugitives in from other cities past checkpoints, or criminals within to outside. But when a job for the Cumulu Syndicate went bad, you had to cut all ties and find a new life. And this background gives +3 reaction to your initial action attribute, 1 tech, and +5% to stress reduction. Or stress resistance is what this is. Faction is indie. That's your faction. So you know smuggler's routes, that's one of the traits you get. You have a trait for the Leans, since that's where you grew up. You'll have more knowledge, I guess, of that. And apparently you were wronged if you take this background. Has done wrong to Syndicate boss Tormask. Oh, you've done wrong to the Syndicate boss. That will not be forgiven or forgotten. Screwed up a job smuggling a whole load of Syndicate soldiers into the dome, and they were killed or rounded up by UNA forces. So that's kind of like one of those minus the negative kind of hooks that are used in the story generator. So yeah, this is a reaction style person. Reaction, of course, initiative and move speed. So this is pretty good for what we have starting out here. Oh, good, traits. I was like, because it says from traits. This will probably go underneath traits. But yeah, so reaction for initiative and move speed. So this is a kind of almost like a sneaky style playthrough, which is pretty cool. That's definitely something that would appeal to my playstyle. Next, we'll look at X Space Station Tech. When you are fired from assembling for near-Earth hab stations, you turn to the shadows to chase your dream of returning to the stars. So, ground side engineer assembling modules for Earth's growing cluster of near-space habitat stations. When things with your manufacturing manager turned sour, then nasty, it was made clear you'd never be given a spot off-planet yourself. Insulted and indignant, you took your skills to the underworld, determined to find your own way to a gleamer. +1 will, +3 tech. So obviously, I guess this, as a space station tech, you would have been very familiar with technology and such. So that makes sense. A little bit of will, +3 tech. So that's higher. Was that higher than what to get? No, it's the same. So 4 attributes right now, and stress resistance as well. The faction that you were in were McKellen Heavy Industries. So that's your friendly faction, and you left without burning any major bridges. So seem to be on okay terms with them at least. You have Dreams of Gleam. So dream of escaping Earth to a new life on a space station Gleamer, or even to another planet. So big dreamer here. Just kind of an interesting tag. I wonder how that will work in the story generator. Megacorp protocols, so you're well informed and practiced at the rules and channels used for megacorporate security and military operations. And your enemy is Corp VP Max Oppoland. He destroyed your career at McKellen over a personal vendetta. Ooh. I like some of these traits. I think some of these traits are very interesting. Well, I mean, not traits, but tags are very interesting. Some of these I feel like it would be fun to be able to like customize the background and be able to pick some of these interesting kind of tags to create your own like really super unique Cyber Knight. But maybe in Cyber Knight version 3 we will have even more opportunity to create our own custom backgrounds. All right, let's look at Betrayed Detective. You are a rising Brave Star detective who pushed a dangerous investigation too far and nearly died. After leaving the force, you sunk far from the law. An ex-Brave Star detective who refused to back down on a corruption scheme investigation. You were sent on a raid that turned into an ambush and took 3 bullets. Colleague saved your life, but your idealism died that day and you left the force. Short stint as a private investigator did not work out, but led you deeper into the shadows. Interesting. +2 will and +2 tech. So you've got some tech and some will, some stress resistance, and almost like a little bit of hacking here. It seems +5 wound resistance. So kind of like almost like a combat hacker in a way. All right. You are capable of operating inside Brave Star territory since you were in Brave Star and left on okay terms. You do bear the scars of betrayal and won't forget it anytime soon. Ooh. Milsec protocols, well informed and practiced at the rules and channels used for Milsec escalations. I can see how that'd be very helpful. And you have an enemy, District Commander Pat Byrne. Is that right? Or Pat Bryn, I guess is probably what it would be. I thought Byrne maybe, but that would be Y-R-N-E. Pat Bryn. Brine. Maybe Pat Brine? Could be Pat Brine. Believe that he was the one who had you ambushed to hide corruption within the force. Okay. Still 4 attributes. Okay, so very balanced so far. Yeah, I've definitely would lean toward Wasteland Coyote for myself. I guess if you're a hacker, you would definitely go this way. Just kind of like a more balanced kind of hacker. Maybe this might be like more of a stealthy kind of like maybe like an Agent X or something style playthrough or play style, I guess. All right, last and not least here, Dockyard Smuggler. You were a dock worker but tempted by the Fenian gang's bribes. You helped their smugglers. When the deal caught fire, you got burned. So you once had a steady job at the New Boston docks, but started taking the Fenian gang's creds to help smuggle wetware from the labs in Peru. When a gang boss burned their rival with a tip-off to UNA Customs, you got caught in the bust, fired, and blacklisted. With a record and no prospects, you had little left except criminal connections and a desire for revenge. This is the pure combat version of the Cyber Knight here. +3 strength, +1 reaction, +5 wound resistance. Yeah, this is pure. You want to get into a fight with this one. Pure combat. Faction barred. So due to bad blood and history, you're incapable of operating inside Fenian territory without drawing the wrong kind of attention. So this is the only one where you're on bad terms with your faction. Faction exile. So you have an independent, 2 where you left on okay terms, and then 1 where you and your faction are on bad terms. Oh, we have smuggler routes on this one. Dockside scavenger. A lot of strange things come in with the crews of deep sea vessels, and you've always been interested in the oddities and relics. That could be a very interesting trait. Or interesting tag. I wonder what kind of hooks are in that one. And revenge. Hates and wants revenge against Fenian gang boss Bubble Mac. Ha! Bubble Mac. What a name. Bubble Mac tipped off the custom agents who ended your career, and you're above the level life. Having a revenge tag, that's pretty cool, I have to say. So for your background, of course, you get some automatic bonuses, which would be here, but I think traits should probably go before attributes so that you know where these come from. Let's look at these traits then. So you can pick one character trait from each of the columns. Throughout your career, these traits increase their effects. So these here are the tags that can be increased from limit breaks, it looks like. So they can level up. So this is like the first level of each of these. So this is very interesting to look at these two traits. So we get to pick them. We'll go this way to start, because this is like the way I would be thinking. So we can pick, oh, and they're different from each. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, everyone's got their own. So yeah, this definitely, traits should definitely go before attributes in this case, 100%. So Dockyard Smuggler has, on the left column here, Cutthroat Fighter, Handshaker, and Dockyard Cusack. So Savage World, in the Savage Unrestrained Fights of the Dockyard, you learn to fight with ruthless efficiency, ensuring no one dares cross you twice. Gives you an extra strength and reaction for obviously straight fighting, plus some crit chance and some crit damage. That's pretty big there. That's some pure fighting magic there. Handshaker, dock work is physically demanding even though the heaviest lifting is done by machines. Your body is corded with iron muscles and your handshake has a crushing grip. So +2 strength, +20 hit points, +5 melee accuracy, +5 kinetic pure damage upgrade. For your cyber knight that likes to get up close with a sword, this is something I would like, even though I don't think that's probably would be one of the traits available to the one I would be most interested in. Dockyard Cusack. You work at the New Boston Docks was your work at the New Boston Docks was technical rigging security for the quantum shipping grid, which made it easy to feed the Fenians what they needed. +2 tech, and then get some bonuses to hacking. So for a combat hacker, basically, you want to be able to hack and you want to be able to fight. May not be able to do both super awesomely, but you would definitely be able to do both. I can understand why you would want that. On the right then we have 4 options, it looks like. Reinforced spine. Sometime in the past, another owner modified the Cyber Knight's computer now implanted in your spine with adaptive nanometallic micronodules that now reinforce your spine and form a protective barrier. Oh, this is kind of like the dermal plating that we start off with, or at least my current character started off with. The +50 hit points, +2 strength, and there's no hit to move speed. That would be nice. But then, yeah, this is definitely for a melee fighter type deal. That's pretty good. I do like that. Deep Wire. Sometime in the past, your owner modified the Cyber Knight's computer now implanted in your spine with an accelerated neuro coprocessor, +2 reaction time, +2 evasion and move speed. Oh yeah, that's also a good one. These are both so far been very good. Mil Spec Matrix. Sometime in the past, another owner modified the Cyber Knight's computer now implemented in your spine with Milsec hardened Qbus, ready to integrate with the Matrix link. For your hackers, can really go hard on the hacking. +2 tech and then hacking bonuses. Trigger by Wire. Sometime in the past, another owner modified the Cyber Knight's computer now implanted in your spine with additional military augmentations, making you deadly with any weapon. +1 reaction, +1 will. So reaction is move speed, will, stress reduction, and you get armor from it too. With every 2. Reaction gets you initiative 2. So this is a more balanced one. This is definitely more of a gunner. Like a running gunner, I guess, probably. 4 crit chance plus ballistic. Ballistic is definitely guns. Very interesting. Do the right side one change then? Maybe they don't change. The right side ones don't change. It's the left side ones which are traits that are dependent on background. So these are always there, it looks like. So then you can really, yeah, this is really cool for being able to customize your playstyle here as much as you know here. All right, for the Betrayed Detective, which was more of a balance between kind of, I want to say full combat or anything, but survival, I guess, in tech. We have Determined Hound, like maybe Determined Hound, like the world's version of a dog or hound. Once you make up your mind about something, you are dogged in your refusal to back down or drop it. You get the truth, one way or the other. +2 whale, +1 initiative, and +5 bonus to any legwork undertaken by a mark on your team. Oh, so this is to anyone who's doing any? That's pretty cool. That's pretty solid. And you get an extra attribute point out of it too. That's pretty cool. You don't, it's hard to get like a legwork bonuses, and this is for anyone on your team. Yeah, that's, I think that's like a bonus that might be underrated a little bit. That's really cool. I like that one. Lasting injuries. The wounds from the bullets you took during the near-death ambush were so bad that most of your internal organs had to be replaced with military-grade synthetics. Lots of strength, massive amount of hit points. You're less resistant to wounds, but you do get extra XP out of it. Oh, that's pretty solid too. If you're a fighter at all, you want to get into the thick of things, this is definitely one you want to consider. Corp Peacekeeper. Before joining Bravestar, you did a tour duty in a privatized merc army as a peacekeeper in Atlanta, facing off against paramilitary and rioters. +2 reaction. Oh, +5 assault rifle accuracy and +10% ballistic damage. You want to be a gunner as your Cyber Knight? Maybe cross with a soldier. Boom. You got some options here. That's nice. I do like the options that we're getting in these traits. They're pretty good. All right, this is for the space station tech, which is definitely leaning more towards hacking. EDU augmentation. The cart paid for biomedical augmentation treatments for its promising young techs, increasing your mental acumen and speed. You can see this is definitely hacking, all about hacking here. +2 and +5% XP gained, and you get extra hacking abilities here. Wow, that's nice. Wow. If you're thinking of your Cyber Knight pretty much as a pure hacker, I don't think you can go wrong with that one. That one's amazing. Off-world parents. Your parents spent years working and living on space habitats in Earth's orbit, both receiving corporate DNA mods. To increase their productivity. +1 reaction, +1 tech, +20 hit points, +2 initiative. Quick. This gives you some options for being quick. Maybe this is almost like a stealthy version. This is what I kind of feel like. You go here like a stealthy hacker. You can survive, but you can move, and you can get into places that you might not want to take other hackers because they have survival and they're fast. So that's interesting. R&D mech pilot. Assigned to the cutting-edge mech drone project, you soaked up thousands of hours of SimStream training to gain encyclopedic knowledge of modern adaptive material science and quantum mechanical systems. +2 tech, and basically you become anti-drone. I haven't seen drones yet, so I'm not sure how great this is. But once I start seeing them, I think we'll be able to know how good this is. I really don't know. But if drones are as amazing as they hint at here, and that we need to have someone be ready to take them out, or we have talents dedicated to this kind of thing, drones must be pretty strong. So this may be better than what I'm thinking, and that's merely because I don't have experience with fighting those things at all. Ugh. Alright, lastly, Wasteland Coyote. This is the smuggler. It kind of feels like the kind of stealthy Cyber Knight that I like. Let's see. So trait, Phantom Guide. You navigate the shadows like a ghost, evading patrols, and slipping past checkpoints with uncanny ease. +2 reaction, which is move speed and initiative. -1 meter move detection radius, and +10 move speed? Wow. Wow, that is amazing. If you're a stealthy Cyber Knight, especially if you're thinking like an ambushy stealthy Cyber Knight, like for me, I like to send in my Cyber Knight with having that extra move speed and less detect. Oh, I like that one. That one is very interesting. Relentless Tracker. The faintest signs can lead you to hidden paths and secrets, and once you are on a scent, your quarry does not escape. This has got +2 to tech, +3 crit chance, and 5% bonus to any legwork undertaken. Oh, this is like the detective one. Is that as good? Yeah, 5%. Oh, that's pretty good too. The extra crit chance is nice. +2 tech for the crit chance and damage against drones. That's pretty solid too. What do we got last? Last is Retro R891. Infected as a youth out in the lanes with the often fatal retrovirus R-891, you're lucky to have survived, but its passing lit an inner fire that burns bright. This is an interesting one because this has got both pluses and minus. +2 will, -25 hit points, -5 wound resistance, but +1 initiative, and +10 stress resistance for every merc on your team. I could see this one. This is one, if you have a Cyber Knight and you're not planning on sending them into combat very often, and especially I'm going to guess at higher difficulty levels, having this plus stress resistance could be something to really consider. That's cool. And then you can even it looks like these are all Cyber Knight talents, so this is what your abilities are. I think they're always these: look ahead, pre-computed advantage, security, scramble. Yeah, because those are the first 3 available in the tree. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, with the new system here, yeah, you can build, you get a lot more options here. I would like to see eventually custom backgrounds. We'll be able to pick our own tags and kind of create our own backgrounds, because I think that would be really cool. And of course, anytime you get even more traits, that'd be awesome. I can imagine it'd be too much for some people. So this is a pretty good number. I do like that there is like these are like Cyber Knight specific traits, because this is about your Quantum Rider, and you can, you know, tailor your playstyle or kind of balance stuff out. If you, for instance, really want some survival, the +50 hit points here. If you really want to go, like for instance, let's say you want to go super stealthy, be quiet, you want almost like very Vanguard-y, and pick something like Wasteland Coyote and go here. That's what you got, +15 move speed here, some extra evasion, and then reaction is already at 7 from traits and background. You're already at another +7 move speed, so your move speed at that point is +22. You move so far, and then to top it off, you have 12 points to assign as you want. So I guess you could technically, oh, you can only put 6 in. You could dump even more in. So I could, if I wanted to go a whole hog into this, +13 move speed from the traits and reactions, plus the 15 here. That's +28 move. You could move so far. That'd be so awesome. And then you can still add some around here as well. So that's pretty hilarious. You do something like probably do something like this maybe. I'm not saying this is what I 100% what I would do or anything. This is just like a quick like thought if I were trying to make a stealthy kind of Cyber Knight here. A little extra strength so that sword could actually like do a little bit of damage. So it might even go, you could even go something like this to get a little bit more. I like a little bit extra to get that little bit of built-in armor. Or if you want a little more crit chance, you know, you can really kind of balance it. Especially with the +7 from traits, I would probably not go so far whole hog into this. I'd probably balance it out a little bit more. I mean, I really have to think about it, but or like if you're gonna go full on into a fight, you would do something probably like something like this. Strength reaction, probably like this would be a close-in fighter, maybe something like this for guns. Yeah, +12 strength, +3, you have 3 reaction. Yeah, get this kinetic pure damage upgrade here. I mean, strength especially is very good for melee. But something like that if you want. I mean, you could go full hog into like a pure hacker kind of deal. Probably something like this and this, be super hacky. +13 tech, good crit chance and strong against drones. And then you'll have like the extra hacking stuff. I mean, there's a lot of options here. There's a lot of stuff you could really do with this. So this is a really cool idea for creating your own knight. So yeah, that's I really think this is a good version here. This is a good upgrade to the initial creation of the Cyber Knight, where before you only had the only options you had were you had 3 backgrounds to choose from, and that was it, and you didn't get to choose anything else, so you kind of had to roll what you had. So now you have choices. Choices are always good in my eyes. I think maybe what would be nice, so like I said, 2 things I think would be really nice here. One, for people like me, custom backgrounds. Eventually, I think this could probably be something that would be thought of after release, like as the next, like an enhancement to this, where we can do custom backgrounds and be able to pick our own tags and create our, you know, maybe create some text here for ourselves and that kind of thing, and maybe even be able to create some custom traits or something. But definitely the backgrounds and being able to select our own tags here would be super awesome. So that's one. Not that, you know, low priority, but something that I think would be really cool. Number 2, and I think this one is this idea here is actually one that could be very important. I think with these, we need to make sure there either needs to be a default for each of these to make a solid character for those that aren't familiar. Either have a preset where you can click on the background and have stuff assigned in a way, and you can still of course be able to adjust things yourself, but have default options already set that create solid characters for people who either don't want to mess with everything or feel like they don't know enough to be able to make decisions here. Either like a default or maybe some kind of flag or something to indicate play style, or you know, something to help a new player figure out what would be, you know, good options, because a lot of the stuff is not going to make sense. Like with the hacking, you know, you go like, is that good or not? So maybe things like, maybe like, I feel like I'm trying to think of how I would do that. Like a little, I would almost want to put that instead of the little blurb here. I'd almost want to put something to indicate playstyle here. I think Wasteland Coyote is a suitable for a more stealthy playstyle. Dockyard Smuggler suitable for a more rough and tumble play style. You know, it's, you know, kind of more suited that way. You know, some kind of like hint for a new player who does not have any idea of what they're getting into. Because I think it'd be very easy for someone who's unfamiliar to make a character that kind of is at cross purposes a bit and not realize it, and then could be kind of upset that they're like, this didn't work the way I wanted to, and then have to like feel like they have to restart or something in order to as they get more experience, be like, okay, now I kind of know, because I'm not sure how a lot of people, especially, and then with the attributes too. I think the way to go, actually, now I'm thinking about it, would probably be to have defaults that would create solid characters for each of these backgrounds, and would indicate the kind of play style they are, so that someone new to the universe, someone new to the game could be like, boom, Wasteland Coyote, okay, stealthy person, not my cup of tea. Dockyard Smuggler, okay, person who gets into the thick of things. I like that kind of thing, kind of play style, so I want to pick that, and then have stuff already ready to go, and then they can be like, okay, and then they can maybe, if they feel like they want to adjust, they could, but they don't need to, because they're already in a pretty good set already, so that pretty good preset already, so that they don't have to do anything. Yeah, I think that would probably be best, because I think a lot of these are kind of overwhelming at first, and you just don't know what is good or not. So yeah, I think that's what it needs is presets and a little more explanation as to the playstyles that these kind of are leaning towards, and then people who have experience or want to mess around can then unoptimize themselves a little bit, as it were, I think. So yeah, I think that's my thoughts on Cyber Knight's version 2.0, creating your Cyber Knight character in the new game. Something I'm not going to be seeing until the next run, but it sounded really cool, and I really wanted to see what it was all about. So here we are, checking things out real quick here. Well, not really real quick, we blabbed a lot, but hopefully that's give you some ideas of what you might want to look at yourselves, and just give you a little taste of what's available here. You can kind of see where my playstyle comes into play a little bit, and my thoughts on things. People who are much better at the game probably have their own ideas for that kind of playthroughs, and how to really min-max or have interesting interactions between some of the traits that I wouldn't, because I'm not that good at the game. But yeah, just like a little introduction for people who haven't had a chance to see this yet, or are thinking about getting the game and want to see what it's about and what kind of customization, because let's face it, a lot of people like customization as much as possible. But in a game like this, a lot of information may be unfamiliar to people, so now we have some idea, I guess. I think I explained some of it here. Maybe not as much as I could have, but at least give you an idea of what's available and all of the different options that are out there. So with that, go out, start your games, pick out your Cyber Knight, make them however you want, and hopefully then we can also get some improvements to the system as well. Like I said, we need to think of new players, maybe have some presets available for them already so that they can have a good solid character going in and have a good experience. And then maybe even later we have some more options for those of us who want to have fun creating some of our own custom backgrounds. But that's gonna do it here for me today. Thank y'all for watching and seeing what this is all about. Like I said, I was really excited when I saw version 2 come out. I wanted to check it out. So now I have, and now you know what I think. So thank y'all for watching. Enjoy us, of course. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. This video or any of the others you happen to be watching. We are in the middle of a playthrough right now. Pre version 2, so you can kind of see a little bit of what the previous version had. My Cyber Knight definitely came from there, and you can kind of see what happens for pre-version 2.0 characters, as my character went from the initial background that did not have a lot of attribute points, had all the new attribute points added in automatically, and then yeah, you can kind of see how that turned out for what I did. But check that out. We also have a playthrough, initial playthrough in the very beginning of early access, and we have a playthrough of the demo. We also have other games out there that we played. We definitely have dug into Star Traders Frontiers, so if you're interested in that, I have a couple of playlists on that, and we have other games as well here, depending on what you're interested in. So check all that stuff out. Shout out to all the subscribers. Thank you all very much for supporting. So that's gonna do it here. Thank you all for checking it out. Hopefully y'all doing well out there. Stay well, stay safe, stay good, stay healthy. Stay safe, stay cool, especially for those in the summer in the US here. It's hot. Stay cool. And I will see all of y'all next time. So y'all be good. Stay cool. Adios for now. Bye.